Hello there. I just happened to go to my mailbox yesterday and I got an interesting envelope. You may not be able to see what's on this envelope, but I'll tell you. It's the return address is CSUN. It's written to me as CSUN in the psych department. I thought, must be some kind of internal memorandum or something. But I thought it was kind of strange. And oftentimes I'm guilty of, ignoring my mail for stretch of the time. Something about this one just seemed kind of odd and out of place, especially since it had postage on it. So even though it was coming from inside the university, something just seemed odd about it. So this is, was sent to me specifically. So let's take a look what's inside. Look inside. There's a note here that I'll read in a second. Upside down. The notes. Okay. And then there's a book called Goodbye Lab. Now, you don't have to read it, but down here it says that it's a parody of the, Goodnight Moon books. And it says the authors are the provost and president of the university. So I'm assuming whoever did write this is, trying to make a point, making them be the authors. But there's no authors, to be found. I don't know who sent it to me. I did not write this. This is not my book. I just found it pretty fascinating. I thought, just for fun, I'm going to read it like a children's book. What really piqued my interest and the reason why I wanted to make this note is that, or make this video, is because the note that was sent actually references the report that I and some colleagues put together about the large grant program being canceled over the summer, and it actually pulls some actual data from this. So let's cut to this. I'm gonna pull this up as a picture, and we'll read this together. You can see it's interesting. It points out some stuff that directly references my report, and then we'll go through and we'll read this as if it's a bedtime story together. It's for fun. All right, so here is what the note says. This booklet, though hopefully humorous and in the form of a children's book, is the product of deep unrest at CSUN. At the heart of the unrest are actions taken by Provost Komaraju, which severely limits the ability of CSUN faculty to perform research. In research-oriented fields, undergraduate participation in research is necessary for successful applications to graduate school and for employment. We are concerned that these policies are undermining student education and success. Due to the continued actions of the provost, the silence of the president, and the lack of good faith interactions with faculty, we feel the need to communicate the seriousness of the situation. A survey conducted this fall, which received 118 responses, reported that 47% of respondents were unsure if they would continue to pursue external grants. 29% said they would not. Faculty are actively searching for opportunities to leave CSUN. 46.6% of respondents were uncertain about staying at CSUN, with many considering other universities, retirement, or industry. We recognize that these are fiscally difficult times. In such times, we believe the administration should work collaboratively with faculty to make the best of available resources. However, there is widespread distrust of Provost Komaraju, including fear of retribution. We don't feel that discussions regarding these issues have been in good faith. President Beck has been conspicuously silent. Thus, in light of the current situation, we feel compelled to reach out so our voices are heard. Now, the survey conducted, that was actually in the summer, or I guess beginning of fall, that they're referring to here with the 118 responses was the survey that we had sent out because we were concerned at what impact this would have, and without asking people how it might impact them, we felt like we really didn't know. it's possible that, maybe it wouldn't impact anybody. But it turns out it's going to impact quite a lot of people. And not in a positive way. So let's look at the book. And now I'm going to, just for a second, I'm just going to read it like it's a bedtime story, just for fun. So you can kind of get an idea of where this author's coming from. And hopefully you get the message and the seriousness of the subject, even though it's in the form of a children's book. Goodbye Lab, a parody inspired by Margaret Brown and Chris Ferry. In the great green lab, there was a microscope and a lab notebook and a picture of Einstein with a thoughtful look. And there were 3 earnest students learning scientific prudence. And lab coats and weighing boats and a spectrometer and a thermometer. And gloves and pens and Erlenmeyer flasks. And short-sighted CSUN administrators shouting, "Who needs research? That's all in the past." So CSUN research starts to die, where we were once a star rising in the sky. Goodbye lab, goodbye scope, goodbye hope. Goodbye Einstein with a sad look. Goodbye students and the lab notebooks. Goodbye lab coats, goodbye wayboats. Goodbye Erlenmeyer flask, your use is in the past. Goodbye thermometer, goodbye spectrometer. Goodbye gloves, goodbye pens. Goodbye CSUN research, our discoveries are at an end. Now, again, didn't write it. It's not mine. I'm only referencing here because I was surprised in the note to see it referring to the survey that we had put together over the summer, beginning of the fall semester. We are at a time where the university is struggling to figure out how we're going to move forward and do this kind of research that we've been doing under some new constraints. So this book is again meant to be obviously sort of a parody and making sort of fun of the situation, but it does get at the seriousness of the risk that the university has at not being able to do the kinds of research that we've been used to, and that has put CSUN sort of on the map as being a place where faculty and students alike come to do research and learn how to do all these new cutting edge things that make CSUN such a wonderful place to work. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it sort of delivers the message of the importance of these discussions, and hopefully we'll figure stuff out, and this research being at an end won't be a reality coming really soon. Anyway, thank you for listening. Hope you at least enjoyed that, if not learned some things. Thanks. One more thing. I realized that the actual print copy of the book is slightly different than the PDF version, but the print version does have a little QR code there on the top. So if you'd like your own copy of Goodbye Lab to peruse at your leisure, you can check it out there. Let me see if it'll be a little bigger. There it is. Scan the QR code there, and it'll take you right there. Get your own copy. Again, thanks for listening.